formally open our program, it is my distinct honor to introduce our Center Director, Dr. Maha Leiyavir Ravago, who will deliver her welcome remarks. Ma'am.
To our distinguished guest speaker, Chairperson Shirley Agrupis of the Commission on Higher Education. We also have here Commissioner Ethel Valenzuela, Director Alain Magalong, Director Rayen Sabate from CHED. I'd also like to greet Father Bernard Oka. Brother Bernard Oka from DLSU. We also have here from our neighbor, New Era College, BP for Research, Dr. Julian, and BP for Academic Affairs, Dr. Simonette from New Era College and her team. New Era University. Okay. Of course, to our officials here at INNOTECH, Kochakorn Asidre, our deputy, and the managers, Robbie, of course, here, Chris, Dads, and Pichi. To our partners, colleagues in education, good afternoon and welcome to INNOTECH. This fourth session of the INNOTECH Seminar Series is more than a venue for dialogue. It is a part of our continuing commitment to explore and elevate innovations that shape the future of learning not only in the Philippines but across Southeast Asia. Today's theme, Future Ready Higher Education, Innovation with Equity in Bagong Pilipinas, challenges us to reimagine higher education not merely as a continuation of learning, but as a driver of inclusive development, supporting Bagong Pilipinas' commitment to good governance and innovation, and helping realize the aspirations of Ambisyon Natin 2040 for a matatag, maginhawa at panatag na buhay for all Filipinos. Today, we also mark an important milestone, the signing of the Memorandum of Understanding between INNOTECH and the Commission on Higher Education. This formalizes our shared commitment to collaboration in education, research, and capacity building at a time when the sector is undergoing profound change. Through this MOU, we take concrete steps toward aligning systems and institutions in support of future-ready learning. At INNOTECH, we view education as a continuum where every stage, from early learning to higher education and beyond, must be aligned to ensure that learners are equipped to navigate a rapidly changing world. This partnership with CHED reflects that perspective, ensuring system alignment that can bridge basic and higher education through strategic, evidence-informed collaboration. It also reinforces our collective role in preparing learners not only to participate in the future, but to shape the future. The challenges we face are real. According to the World Bank, more than half of the Philippine employers report difficulty finding graduates with the right mix of skills, particularly in digital fluency, critical thinking, and communication. The MOU that we will sign today hopefully would respond to these challenges. It lays the groundwork for collaborative undertaking, most notably the development of a regional policy framework on artificial intelligence in education that INNOTECH is spearheading for Southeast Asia. And hopefully, we can have a leader's declaration when the Philippines hosts the ASEAN meeting next year. It opens up avenues for capacity building through joint lectures, symposia, and training programs, promotes mutual access to knowledge databanks and innovation practices, and enables wider forms of cooperation that support both national education reform and regional integration. So these commitments are not just institutional. They reflect our shared belief that advancing education requires strategic alignment, shared evidence, and a community of practice that learns together. To be truly future-ready, education must evolve. We must ensure that the integration of artificial intelligence and digital technologies does not widen existing gaps, but instead enhance human potential. This means rethinking curricula, strengthening faculty development, and embedding ethical and adaptive capacities while ensuring that equity is not an afterthought, but a core principle. At INNOTECH, we are a catalyst of innovation and technology transforming Southeast Asian education. Our vision by 2035 is to be a leading force in shaping learners into change makers of tomorrow. This partnership with CHED contributes to that vision. Together, we are building a learning ecosystem that empowers every Filipino student not only to succeed in the world as it is, but to help create the world as it should be. Maraming salamat, and let's drive innovation for education. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my distinct honor to present the Chairperson of the Commission on Higher Education, the Honorable Dr. Shirley Agrupis. Please join me in giving her a warm round of applause.
To the Director of INNOTECH, Dr. Maha Ravago, my friends from academic leaders from the higher education institution, my partner always in any forum, Brother Bernard Oka of the LSU, other leaders from New Era and other institutions in the Philippines, my officials in the Commission on Higher Education, Commissioner Ethel, our Finance Director, our HEDF, my 2 executive assistants, to make sure that what we are signing today will move forward. And of course, I should not forget to greet my professors in AIM, Professor Roby and Mom over there. Please know that whatever I'm talking to hear now, ay meron akong napulot sa inyo. So, first of all, good afternoon to everyone. Naimbag na bigat yu amin. It is with deep honor and commitment that I join you today for the INNOTECH Seminar Series on Education, Innovation, and Technology. I say this very timely because we just finished our strategic planning. So I'm now more confident to show to this team now, including the media who is going to capture what I'm going today. I am more confident because we just concluded our strategic planning, recalibrating the direction of the Commission on Higher Education. I warmly acknowledge the presence of fellow education leaders too who are here from across country and Southeast Asia. 10+1, I say 10+1 members of the Southeast Asia because Timor-Leste is under partnership with CHED now, and we are very happy to report to INNOTECH SEMINAR, to Dr. Baha, that we are aggressively working with the Timor-Leste ambassador so that we can craft a program to help them fully affiliated with the Southeast Asia. Now, 2 weeks ago, in his 2025 State of the Nation address, President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. reaffirmed education as a cornerstone of Bagong Pilipinas, not only as a tool for empowerment, but as a strategic investment in our people. He emphasized the need to align our education system with the demands of a changing world. And here at CHED, we take that call seriously and we mean business. He emphasized the need to align our educational system with the demands of changing world. And especially that now that there are this evaluation from EDCOM that after several years, CHED has just delivered partially the mandate given to them. We cannot afford to treat it lightly, especially when we face persistent challenges such as unemployment and the alarming mismatch between graduate skills and industry needs. And early on, our center director in INNOTECH emphasized that. So let me dive deeply.
Kung tayo ay nagpupundar ng malaki para sa infrastruktura, mas malaki pa ang ipupundar natin para sa ating mga mamamayan.
That is the reason.
Ito ang pangunahing polisiya natin hanggang matapos ang administrasyon. Puspusan nating inaayos at pinapaganda ang ating sistema ng edukasyon. Sa lahat ng mga pinahahalagahan ng administrasyon, ito pa rin ang nasa rurok.
There we are. So this is the reason why we cannot take things lightly. And so for us to be on the same framework, I want to expand in my talk, where is the president coming from? Let me dive deeply into the current situation of our workforce before I can assure you where we should be going. So this, I attended last Monday the Unilab Education launch, where Dr. Shalito F. Habito, the former Secretary of Socioeconomic Planning and Director General of NEDADEN, emphasized the seriousness of our employment challenges. According to the June 2025 Labor Force Survey of DOLE, college graduates now make up 38.2% of the unemployment. College graduate, those who graduated from tertiary education. A rise from 35.6 in December 2024. It is not captured in the slide, but as of June 2025, from 38.2%, it rise to 50%. This troubling increase reveals, nag-o sila lahat. This significant troubling increase reveals that our most educated citizens, those who have invested significant time and resources into higher education, are encountering growing difficulties in finding employment. The problem goes beyond unemployment numbers. Even when job opportunities exist, there is a persistent mismatch between available jobs and graduate skills. For instance, in DOLE's nationwide job fairs held in January 2025, I know that lahat umikot sila sa buong Pilipinas. Selected regions, it's not selected because they went around. Out of the 25,876 job seekers, only 3,364 were hired. And the majority were placed in low-skilled roles that do not require college degree. While the Philippines Statistics Authority reports that overall unemployment eased to 3.7 in June 2025, the lowest since December 2025, the underemployment remains relatively low. These averages mask deeper structural issues. Graduates are struggling to secure jobs aligned with their qualifications, while industries face shortages of the skilled workers they need. This mismatch is further highlighted by the December 23 Social Weather Survey, which showed adult joblessness was highest among college graduates at 22%, compared to 20.8% for junior high school graduates, 20.3% for elementary graduates, and only 8.7% among those who did not complete elementary education. Looking regionally now, the ASEAN context offers both encouragement and urgency. The Philippines successfully reduced unemployment from 4.4% in 2023 to 3.8% in 2024, surpassing Indonesia, yet still trailing behind Malaysia, Vietnam, Singapore, and Thailand. But these numbers should not make us complacent. These figures highlight that while we are making progress, our neighbors have not only achieved lower unemployment rates, but also stronger alignment between workforce skills and job requirements. That's the reason why Dr. Maha when she offered a memorandum of agreement signing. I did not pass that opportunity and we acted it immediately. The challenges ahead is clear. We must sustain this progress while ensuring that jobs available match the skills of our graduates so that our employment figures reflect not just job filled but meaningful and productive work. This is precisely why CHED is advancing reforms that place innovation and equity in the core of Philippine higher education. Maraming salamat INNOTECH Seminar for this opportunity. Our goal is to make education not just a ticket to opportunity, but a guarantee of meaningful and sustainable employment for all graduates. This is what brings us to my talk today. When we were preparing for my talk, I asked, can you ask INNOTECH kung ilang minuto o ilang oras? Because when I talk of education, I can talk 24 hours. But said, hey ma'am, 40 minutes lang po. I hope yung introduction ay hindi kasama sa aking talk ngayon because this is set making for us to align where we are going from now. So, my talk today is Future Ready Higher Education, Innovation with Equity in the Bagong Pilipinas. We believe that being future ready goes beyond integrating technology. It means creating a system where every Filipino learner, regardless of location or background, has access to quality, relevant, and globally competitive education. A system that does not only react to global trends, but leads change, builds resilience, and ensure no one is left behind. Driven by purpose, innovation, and the courage of challenge the familiar. Today, I invite you to join in reimagining how Philippine higher education is being recalibrated to rise to the challenges of our time and to respond to the call of our beloved President, and how we can work together to make innovation a force for equity, a force for excellence, and for national development. Allow me to first apprise you, again with numbers, of where and how far Philippine higher education has become. Hindi naman tayo nahuhuli. We are moving forward. It may not be as fast as our other brethren in the Southeast Asia, but we are moving forward. That's the reason why our president is pouring additional budget so that we will be more purposeful and directed. So over the past 3 years, Philippine higher education has made significant strides in access, inequality, and in global recognition. Let me begin with the numbers that tell this story. From academic year 2021 to academic year 2024, enrollment in our higher education institution grew over 34.5%, from 3.8 million to more than 5.17 million students across the state, local and private higher education institution. It's huge increase. Now, building on the consistent increase in enrollment over the years, the Philippines has achieved a higher education participation rate of 68.12%. This places us second only in Singapore in the ASEAN. Behind this increase is the government's sustained investment in programs like free higher education, now supports over 2.3 million learners, as well as the expanded tertiary education subsidy and the Tulong Dunong program, which saw growth rates of 64.5% and 108% respectively in the number of beneficiaries. At the same time, we are seeing an upward trend in institutional excellence. From only 22 Philippine higher education ranked globally in 2022, we now have 171 SEIs featured in international rankings, including 81 are state universities and colleges, 9 are local universities and colleges, and 81 are private higher education institution. Pinangungunahan po yan ng De La Salle University. So we can benchmark from them. Ateneo din. Yeah. These achievements show that we are not only expanding access, we are raising the bar for quality and performance. But we know these numbers are only the beginning because even as more students enter our universities, the true challenge lies in ensuring that the education they receive is future aligned, responsive, and inclusive. That is why our reforms now focus. I repeat, that is why our reforms are now focused on transforming systems, empowering learners, and building a higher education ecosystem that meets the needs of the 21st century. This transformation rests on 3 critical pillars: innovation, equity, and collaboration. Pillars are not just abstract concepts, but these are the very foundation of the Commission on Higher Education's strategic and transformative Achieve agenda. Last week, we have Dr. Maha helping us set our direction, helping us make a purposeful and goal-oriented strategic plan. Maraming salamat, INNOTECH. Now, what is Achieve? ACHIEVE. The Achieve agenda in CHEDS para mas madaling matandaan. And I encourage everyone to dream, to achieve. The Achieve agenda is CHED's strategic blueprint for 2025 to 2030, deliberately aligned with the directives of the President, the direction outlined in the 2025 State of the Nation Address of the President, and our country's long-term development goals under the Bagong Pilipinas. This is CHED's 7-point agenda that directly supports the Marcos administration's 8-point socio-economic agenda by advancing inclusive, innovative, and data-driven reforms, and it addresses the persisting challenges and gaps in Philippine higher education. Its trust contributes to key national priorities, from human capital development and employability to bureaucratic efficiency and sustainability. Let me go fast. Let me go over briefly with the Achieve agenda because this is going to be launched formally and officially. And but because INNOTECH, we consider INNOTECH as our formidable partner, and for them to advance planning how can they complement us, I am now presenting it to you. Let me go over briefly with the Achieve agenda. The letter A is the advanced and accessible lifelong learning. This addresses the fragmented education system, the trifocalized education system in the Philippines. CHED will develop a national education plan with key agencies like DTI, DOLE, NEDA, DOSTDA, BOY, EDCOM2, ECCD, DepEd, and TESDA to align education with national development goals. It will strengthen flexible learning programs such as ETIAP, which the President himself launched it last June. The Philippine Credit Transfer System, the ODEL system, and micro-credentials, and integrate the plan into CHED's operations. To improve graduates' employability and income potential, CHED will enhance monitoring systems, working with PRC to prioritize programs based on oversubscription, low board exam passing rate, and national interest. The letter C refers to the centralized One Nation Human Capital Development Plan. To counter the lack of coordination in workforce development, CHED aims to develop a data-driven labor market, and skills analysis at the regional, national, and global levels to guide education and workforce planning. It will promote an industry-aligned competency-based curriculum and build a strong academic community by supporting educators, researchers, and non-academic staff. A human capital and talent development plan will be crafted based on current industry needs and emerging skills demands. This will aid us make a policy to higher education institution on the number, the quantity and quality of degree programs they offer. Letter H, harmonized SDG-based HE, higher education research and innovation agenda. I am a researcher myself, and when I scan the promised deliverables of the Philippines in the 17 SDG, we are one in the bottom who have not yet delivered our promised deliverable. So as a higher education institution and which monitor the higher education institution when it comes to the three core functions of higher education, instruction, research, and instruction, we make it a point that all R&D under the CHED supervision should be harmonized with the Sustainable Development Goals. Letter I, integrated real-time data collection and analytics system. With no centralized data infrastructure at CHED now, this priority focuses on building an integrated system for real-time data gathering and analysis. We have done a series of meetings with the ICT, including the secretary, and we are now coming into the portal of the ECO. Before there was no CHED, CHED was not in the EGOV. We are going to develop a system para po makapasok na sa EGOV portal where we can easily trace our students who is coming from elementary, the same national ID to be carried to high school, to TESDA, to college, and will provide us easy monitoring in their employability. Letter E, expanded and impact-driven internationalization strategies. To boost global competitiveness, this targets stronger international collaborations, cross-border education, and global engagement of HEI. CHED will implement the quality assurance in internationalization matrix to assess HEI capacities nationwide, issues policy to enhance academic mobility and internationalization through various programs and toolkits, and strengthen the internationalization dashboard using updated data from 2025 Comprehensive Internationalization Survey. So that through this, we will not only be counting on the number of MOUs, MOAs signed between government to government, but we are going to endeavor to count in numbers the government to government partnership when it comes to higher education. Letter B is vitalized policies, internal systems, and governance, addressing CHED's outdated organizational structure. This reform focuses on internal modernization for a more responsive and agile governance. The last E in achieve is effective and efficient public service. This emphasizes responsive stakeholder engagement, ensuring that CHED services are transparent, participatory, and client-focused. Above all, espouses collaborative needs, need-based planning, and target setting. That is why, as much as we can, every invite that comes to our table, when it means collaborative planning and getting insight in furthering higher education, we always find our time. So my dear friends, Achieve is more than a reform agenda. It is CHED's promise to shape higher education system that transforms lives, empowers communities, and helps realize the promise of a Bagong Pilipinas. Let me now walk you through how each of these three pillars, the innovation, equity, and collaboration, finds a home and a concrete pathway in the Achieve framework para hindi tayo malalayo sa theme na ibinigay ng INNOTECH sa atin. Now, innovation is the engine. Let me start with innovation. Innovation is the engine that propels the transformation of Philippine higher education. It goes beyond merely adopting new technologies. It's about cultivating a culture of creativity, critical thinking, and continuous improvement throughout our educational institutions. A clear indicator of our country's growing innovative capacity is the Philippines' recent rise to 53rd place in the 2024 Global Innovation Index, as reported by the World Intellectual Property Organization. This ranks us third among the 38 lower middle-income countries globally and fifth among ASEAN member states, a testament to our steady progress on the global innovation stage. There are about 2,000 higher education institutions in the Philippines. If we work collaboratively and break that silos, we can rise beyond the fifth place. Building on this momentum, CHED's commitment to harmonize SDG-based higher education research and innovation agenda ensures that research and development initiatives are not merely academic exercise, but are strategically aligned with the Sustainable Development Goals and national priorities. This agenda guides us to fund and support research that addresses real-world challenges ranging from climate change and health to emerging technologies, thus positioning our higher education institution as engines of innovation and societal progress. We have already seen tangible benefits in this alignment. In 2025, the Times Higher Education Impact Rankings, which measures how universities contribute to the SDGs, Philippine higher education reached a historic milestone. 113 SEIs recognized globally, making the Philippines the most represented country in Southeast Asia. Mamaha. This recognition was not won through prestige alone. It came from measurable achievements in SDG-aligned research, community outreach, and sustainable campus operation. That's the reason why at CHED, we included in our Achieve agenda one of the priorities, the SDG Alliance, RDI. This is the real promise of the harmonized agenda. A research ecosystem where every peso spent, every project undertaken, and every collaboration forged is part of a national effort to solve problems, uplift communities, and contribute to global good. Further, the integrated real-time collection and analytics system will provide us with up-to-date, accurate data that informs policy decision, resource allocation, and program adjustments. Building an integrated real-time data system is a cornerstone of our innovation agenda. It will consolidate and standardize enrollment, graduation, research, and employability data from all HEIs nationwide. Real-time data system also provide real-time analytics to identify trends such as sudden drops in enrollment in certain programs, emerging shortages in specific professions, or regional skill mismatches. Support evidence-based policy making so that CHED, HEIs, and government partners can move quickly to address gaps. This real-time data system also enables transparency and accountability by allowing stakeholders, policymakers, ACI leaders, industry partners to see the same up-to-date information. It is going to be embedded in our CHED portal system. Innovation in Achieve is about creating ecosystems where students, educators, and institutions are equipped to pioneer new knowledge, adopt cutting-edge tools, and nurture skills that future industries demand. Equity is a fundamental. The next pillar is equity. Equity in Achieve is a fundamental pillar in our agenda. It ensures that no Filipino learner is left behind, regardless of geographic allocation, socioeconomic status, or life circumstances. Through advanced and accessible lifelong learning, CHED commits to creating an inclusive higher education system that opens doors for all Filipinos, whether fresh graduates or adult learners, by providing flexible learning options, targeted financial support, and programs that respond to diverse needs. This commitment is backed up by substantial initiatives of the national government under the Marcos administration to expand the universal access to quality tertiary education. I would like to just give you an update on the free higher education, that it has steadily grown from 2 million plus beneficiaries in academic year 2021-2022 to 2.3 million plus beneficiaries in 2024 to 2025, an increase of over 270,000 learners now studying without paying tuition or miscellaneous fees. Complementing these are the tertiary education subsidy, which target to give subsidy to family from the lowest of the poorest of the poor, and the Tulong Dunong program. This provide essential support for living expenses and other non-tuition fee costs. In his 2025 State of the Nation address, President Marcos committed a huge amount in new funding for the next fiscal year to further expand free higher education and technical vocational programs, prioritizing students from vulnerable groups such as listahan and 4Ps who have not yet availed of these benefits. Additionally, the President welcomes the first proposal that I laid down to him. The beginning next year, the President Merit Scholarship will be launched to support the brightest students and middle-income families who are not qualified in the listahanan in priority degree programs aligned with national development goals, such as agriculture, engineering, health sciences, renewable energy, and digital technology. This scholarship ensures that financial constraints do not hinder academic excellence in critical fields. We have identified priority sectors that is very hard to fill in. Why? Because most of our students in the Philippines just take what is offered within them. Through this scholarship, the students can follow their dreams, whether it is private or government, as long as they are qualified to enter in the institution and it is within the priority program. The ultimate goal of this scholarship is to create a critical mass of human capital in the sectors that we badly need. Decentralized One Nation Human Capital Development is one of our priority. This ensures that workforce development and education policies are crafted through a data-driven lens, targeting underrepresented regions and sectors that have been historically undeserved. This ensures that educational investments lead to meaningful opportunities for all people, regardless of their background. Our expanded and impact-driven international strategies are designed to democratize global academic opportunities by promoting scholarship exchange program and international partnerships accessible to diverse learners. Where is collaboration in Achieve? Collaboration, Achieve, we do recognize the value and the immense use of collaboration. That's why we consider this as the vital third pillar of our Achieve agenda. It recognizes that the challenges and opportunities in higher education cannot be addressed by any single institution or sector alone. That's why I commend the SEAMEO INNOTECH for this initiative, because it provides a venue where all academic leaders in the different sectors as well as higher education is to meet and exchange ideas, exchange some strength, and help to overcome weaknesses of each. The Achieve framework is built on a foundation of strong partnerships among government agencies, higher education institutions, industry, local government units, and civil society. This multi-sectoral approach ensures that reforms are comprehensive, sustainable, and aligned with the national development goals. The centralized One Nation Human Capital Development, I want to emphasize here, exemplifies this spirit of collaboration by promoting coordinated workforce and education planning across agencies. Together, these partners analyze labor market data, forecast emerging skill needs, and develop aligned curricula and training programs that prepare Filipinos for the jobs of today and tomorrow. I hope that the participants here feel alarmed of the number that was recently reported by DOLE, that out of the 3.7% unemployment as of June, 50% of this are college graduate. Within CHED itself, vitalized policies and internal systems and governance drives improved coordination and streamlined processes. It is our mandate to connect the SUCs, the LUCs, and private higher education institutions to come in the same platform so that together we fight these challenges. Collaboration also extends beyond our borders. Our expanded and impact-driven international strategies deepen partnerships with global academic institutions, the Southeast Asia in particular. They are the lowest hanging fruits to collaborate with. Research networks and industry leaders. These international linkages enable joint research projects, student and faculty exchanges, and access to global knowledge and markets, strengthening the global competitiveness of Filipino learners and institutions alike. Before I came here, I met with the International Affairs Services at CHED because I wanted the list of a university to university partnership and identify the priority areas so that we can cluster them, whether they are aligned to the priority sectors in our country, so that we can consider them the low-hanging fruit to pursue and move forward. At its core, collaboration in Achieve is about building bridges, connecting stakeholders across sectors on geographies to co-create a future-ready Philippine higher education system that is resilient, inclusive, and innovative. So, as we have seen, the future of Philippine higher education is not defined by technology alone, nor by the sheer number of students we enroll. It is or the memorandum of agreement we sign. It is defined by how well we harness innovation to transform systems, how far we extend equity to ensure that no learner is left behind, and how deeply we embrace collaboration to align our collective efforts towards national global goals. The Achieve Agenda is our compass and blueprint. a recalibrated strategic plan aligned with the directives of our President, Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr., and the aspirations of Bagong Pilipinas. It is not a document that will sit on a shelf, but a living framework that evolves as our challenges evolve. Tomorrow, I will be telling the same to the President's Forum in Century Park Hotel. And I will also request all the presidents of the 113 state university and colleges to align to this. Let us break the silos and together we achieve. Because through innovation, we are reimagining what and how we teach, ensuring our universities are hubs of research and problem solving with direct societal impact. Through equity, we are breaking down financial, geographic, and systemic barriers so that education is not a privilege for the few, but a right for all. Through collaboration, we are weaving a network of partnerships, local, national, and international, that will make Philippine higher education a strong, agile, and respected player on the world chains. Let me be clear, the responsibility does not lie with CHED alone. We have opened our door widest so that everybody can come, and we open our hearts for these three pillars. Every stakeholders in this room, our HEI leaders, faculty researchers, industry partners, local government officials, and our Southeast Asian partners has a role to play. Policy without implementation is a dream deferred. Implementation without collaboration is a progress delayed. As we move forward, I call on you to be champions of change in your and our own institutions. Adopt innovative practices that fit your local context. Prioritize programs and research that address both local needs and national imperatives aligned with the 17 SDG. Build bridges across sectors, disciplines, and borders to multiply impact. Because in Bagong Pilipinas, higher education must be future ready, and not just for the jobs of tomorrow, but for the challenges of tomorrow. Our work today will determine whether the next generation of Filipinos will inherit a nation that is competitive, inclusive, and resilient, or one that struggles to keep pace. The road ahead will demand courage, commitment, and cooperation, but I am confident that if we move forward together, grounded in our mission, guided by evidence, and united in purpose, we can achieve strategic agenda pa rin ng CHED, ACHIEVE, a higher education systems that truly transform lives and build the nation. Because in the Bagong Pilipinas, we are not just producing graduates. We are nurturing a resilient, future-ready workforce, one that carries the skills, one that carries the values, and the vision to lead our nation program. As I end, it reminds me that during the post-SONA interview, after the SONA of the President, we were invited, the three leaders in the trifocalized education system, Secretary Sunny Angara of the Department of Education, Secretary Kiko Benitez of TESDA, and I myself, together with Dole and migrant workers, tinanong ni Yusek Claire, sabi niya, kung ano in one word or in one sentence, kung tatanungin ang CHED, ang paano i-associate ng mga tao ang Bagong Pilipinas sa iyong jurisdiction. So, lahat-lahat nagsalita, medyo ni-nervous, extemporaneous yon. So, ang sagot ko, ang Bagong Pilipinas ay binubuo ng matatag na workforce sa pamamagitan ng dekalidad na edukasyon. And together, we will make this vision a reality. So sana po kasama kayo ng chair na magpakatotoo ang binitawan kong salita na ang bagong Pilipinas ay binubuo ng matatag na workforce sa pamamagitan ng dekalidad ng edukasyon. Diyos ti Agnina, maraming salamat po. Thank you very much.